Alright, so this is my Hades strategy guide video. This one's going to be the short, just focusing on strategy guide version of this. I'm going to be uploading a longer, in-depth version for those who are completely new to Hades and don't know really anything about him. So this one's just going to be the short one that just covers the strategy. Hopefully this helps. So to start, you have 5 Titans. Your goal is to get 3 of them on Mount Olympus and start your turn. But they all have to be played here, so you have to move them all down 3 spaces to get there. These are the 3 that I use the most. These 3, their abilities are really good. These 2 I don't use as much, but obviously if I get them over these ones, I will obviously use them because my main strategy is to get 3 of them out here as quick as possible, and I'll explain why. Alright, so to start, main goal obviously to get 3 of these Titans here. Obviously you need 3 there, but I play them all. If I get Arges, he's the one that I use first. I keep the other 2 here. They don't have to be these 2 Titans, but I'm using this as an example. I move Arges all the way over to Mount Olympus to start. That way, his ability gives you more power. So for every time I move him, I get 1 power, 2 power, 3 power. So that's an easy way to make power, which you, with my strategy, you need to stockpile a little bit. So you get them out here. You're just basically bouncing back between the 3 and the 2 spot to make power. And this one allows you to move Arges. If you absolutely need to, you can go here. It only gives you 1 power. It allows you to fate and use cards, which are helpful. This one allows you to move another person. So really, if you have enough power, you're just doing this, there, and there to move Arges down. So these 2 stay here. And then my goal is to move each one of them to Thebes. This doesn't look very dangerous to other players. Like if you're playing against someone, they would be more intimidated if your Titans were here, or if one of them or 2 of them were there and 1 was here. They'd be more about thinking of moving to a vanquish location or a fate location to fate you. But when you're here, it still looks like you need 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very, it doesn't look very bad. But what you do is you make sure that you have 10 power. If you have 10 power, and you have these 2 cards in your hand, which once I have all these guys down, I'm basically discarding almost everything that I can until I find these 2. There's 3 of them, so finding 2 of them is not going to be that difficult. But what you do with these 2 is you go here, gives you 2 fate or 2 play a card locations and 3 power, which can help you get the 10 that you need. Why I use 10? You can move 1 Titan 2 locations away if you pay 5 power. So if you play 2 of these with these 2 here, you can move 2 Titans 2 locations away, basically blitzing Mount Olympus. So what looked like 4 turns to your opponents now just became 1, and now they're forced to fate you. So this works if you have 10 power, which is not that hard to get when you can just go here, 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 and make it in 4 turns. Or use Arges to gain power, too. Now, one of the reasons why I move Arges down but leave the other 2 here is just in case if they fate you because you have one at Mount Olympus and they go the distance, they're going to move Arges back because they can't move these 2. So if they move them back, well, it obviously sucks because now you have to take more turns again on Mount Olympus, but now you're making more power moving him back. So this card can backfire on them. They think they're doing something to you, but in reality, they're just fueling your ability to get ready to rumble. So that's a good one. So your goal is just to get them here, have one here, and then get ready to rumble twice to move them all there. And that way you're basically forcing them to fate you, and if they don't get anything, it's game over. So that's the main goal. Now if you're in the process of moving these two here, or they should be flipped actually. So if you're moving these two here, and someone plays Hercules here, so that you can't move Pyros anymore, which is bad because you want to get ready to rumble. What you could do is take Stratos, move him here, and his ability moves a hero to a different location. This opens up the ability for you to get ready to rumble and move him. So that's a way to get around Hercules. For basically anyone else like Hera, Zeus, for Hera and Zeus, or for the lightning bolt, you have 3 planets align, which untraps Titans. I also look for one of these, so if I get one of these in my hand, I don't discard it when I'm looking for get ready to rumble. Your ideal hand when playing as him, when you have all your Titans down, is this. This is your ideal hand. This is what you're going for when you have all your Titans down. 2 of these to move these ones. Planets align just in case if Zeus or Lightning Bolt gets played and traps your Titans. You can just play this and untrap them all. And the Mortality Potion just in case if a hero gets played and you can't do anything about it. Like if Stratos was here and they played this, you can't move Stratos back to move him over to get Hercules over. So you have to play Mortality Potion and then just Vanquish. This way your Titans don't get discarded. But yeah, this is your main. This is what you want with your hand. This is what you're going for. So basically when you have this one, you don't have these, discard all your hands until you get this. And then if you have this, it should be smooth sailing. There's really no other heroes that do anything besides become an annoyance. Like there's nothing really that they can do besides block your actions up here. But yeah, I mean you have a chariot, which is a good item that allows you to, if you're at that location at the end of your turn, I do it at the end of my turn, I can move over with it and then do an action at the new location. This is pretty good because it allows you to gain more power in a turn. That's what I normally use it for. You can do it for other stuff, but with Gospel Truth, they'll just get rid of it. So don't rely on it. Eye of the Fates is a really good card to start off with because it allows you to find your Titans. So if you don't have any of your Titans, when you have Eye of Fates, you can play it and then it'll search your deck for Titans that you can use. That's a good card to get you started. Ruthless, good for getting you power, or good for actually saving you power because you get to play a Titan from your hand for free. That's a good game to start off with, or card to start off with. I Rule, don't really use it. It's pretty bad unless you're towards the end of the game and you have a ton of cards in your discard pile. I wouldn't really use it. I just discard them. Rage, I would discard. It's not really that helpful unless you're at this part where you don't have a Mortality Potion and Hercules is here and you happen to have this in your hand and someone happens to vanquish, which is quite rare, then you can use it, but I don't think it's necessary. So I would just discard it. Achilles heel, absolute garbage till the end of your turn. There's no point to do this when you have Mortality Potion. Literally nothing is going to get discarded. I mean your allies. I really only use Hydra because he just gets put in my hand instead of discarding, so he doesn't really go away. So there's no point to weakening them. at all, because nothing gets discarded ever. So yeah, this is basically the strategy guide. I hope this helped. Now, you don't really need to use just all of these. I mean, if you don't have arges, but you have like these three, you could obviously do it. I just tend to use arges because he gives me power, but um, you can use any combination of them or whatever you prefer. But yeah, that's basically the strategy. Um, I hope this helped. Um, if you have any questions on things I need to clarify or anything that I didn't explain very well, or just some normal just comments or suggestions, I'm open to making videos that people want to see. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.